A year ago, I shared some of the most impressive big tricks by current jugglers. But what has happened in the last 12 months? Has anyone improved on those tricks or attempted something new? Let's find out. Like last year, I'm defining big tricks as juggling with 7 or more objects with 2 distinct elements included, either at the same time or in sequence. World records of a single pattern, like Tom Whitfield's new 10-ball record of 40 catches, are for a different video series. Let's kick things off with some 9-ball juggling by Dominic Lettera. At the end of 2021, he shared a video of 30 catches with 9 balls on a slackline. He also shared a 9-ball synch pattern with an extra high throw mixed in, and that sure looks difficult too. But the recent 9-ball trick by Dominik that impressed me the most was a perfect 4-ball multiplex. I've seen jugglers do this same trick with 7 balls, but even they don't make it look as smooth and as clean as Dominik does with 9 balls. So congrats to Dominik for making it onto the big trick list in 6th place. When a juggler shares their experiments with a new prop, they usually begin with small tricks to introduce what might be possible with the new shape or contraption. Gabriel Boudouin, on the other hand, started playing with traffic cones and went straight to big technical tricks. Things like kicking up into a 5-ball sprung cascade or a 5-up pirouette with a weird mix of objects. But to make this list, a trick has to have at least 7 objects, so I've selected this thing. Gabriel starts juggling 4 clubs and keeps picking up more and more cones, adding them into the pattern one by one. Is it an 8-prop trick? Maybe? Is it a 5-club trick? Who knows? But that's the point of a weird idea like this. It's certainly a big trick, it's original, and it's impressive to me, so Gabriel makes it onto the list in 5th place. The club juggler of the moment is Masahiro Takahashi. He's performing things on stage that very few jugglers have ever even done in practice. For example, at the Japan Juggling Festival Championships, he attempted a 7-club pirouette. He didn't land the trick at the time, but it shows the level he was aiming for. At the end of 2021, Masahiro shared his JJF Prelims video. That's the act he submitted to the organizers to secure his place in the stage competition, and it's just insane. It's 6 minutes of the wildest tricks and all without a single error or mistake. Of course, in the prelims video, he lands the 7-club pirouette. But what stood out to me was how he began juggling 7 clubs for the first time. On stage, he began with some 7-club multiplexes, but he decided not to transition into a 7-club cascade. Here's how Masahiro envisioned the trick in practice. I'd already seen the version he performed on stage and was expecting the same trick again, so this one really caught me by surprise. 2 triple multiplexes to set up a synchronous double multiplex. The spin control is incredible, so Masahiro makes it onto the list in 4th place. Last time out, Lysenko made the big trick list with a 9-ring 9-up 360 pirouette. Since then, nobody has matched this. The closest anyone has come is David.yemishyan with a 9-ring 7-up 360. But there's another way to make pirouettes more impressive beyond just throwing up a higher number of props, and that is connected 360s, stringing together multiple pirouettes in a row without any extra setup throws in between. What makes this so hard with an odd number of props, like 5 or 7, is that the initial throws alternate hands each time. It's like doing a trick right-handed and then repeating it left-handed. Before 2021, a few jugglers had managed 2 connected 7-object 360s. David Ferman, Jonah Botvinick-Greenhouse, and Alex McGillivray all did it with 7 balls, and weirdly all wearing grey t-shirts and black shorts for some reason. But in 2021, Lysenko set a new benchmark of 3 connected 7-up 360 pirouettes with 7 rings. That's 7-up right-handed, left-handed, and then right-handed again with no throws in between. And he makes it back onto the big trick list for the 2nd year running, now in 3rd place. In the last Big Tricks video, there was a whole segment on Delaney Bayles and how she just doubled a previous ring record. Other jugglers had done 7 catches of 7-ring backcrosses before, but when Delaney shared the trick for the first time, she had already reached 14 catches. Has she done something similar since then? Turns out, yes. Overhead juggling is exactly as it sounds like. Instead of juggling the pattern in front of you, the entire pattern is done above head height, or at least with the elbows and hands above shoulder height. The previous record for 7 rings above the head was by Alexei Ismagomedov in 2020 with 8 catches. In 2021, Delaney Bayles didn't quite double it, but she did get 15 catches, so every ring was thrown and caught above the head at least twice, and she transitioned into the trick from a normal cascade. Delaney didn't even hint that she was working on the trick, and she came out of nowhere to pretty much double anyone else's previous best attempt, so she makes it onto the big trick list in second place. Again, referencing the previous Big Tricks video, there was one section where I went into tedious detail about 7 club backcrosses. Anthony Gatto managed 7 catches in a row back in 2006, then many other jugglers managed 7 backcrosses in a row, and it took 14 years until Jack Denja improved Gatto's record to 8 catches of 7 club backcrosses. If somebody managed 9 catches of 7 club backcrosses, they would easily make my Big Tricks list again, but to make it to the top spot, you have to do better than a single extra catch. What made Anthony Gatto's version of the trick so impressive was how he returned to a 7 club cascade after the backcrosses. This shows a supreme level of control of the clubs throughout the trick, and no offense meant to all the other jugglers who managed 7 catches of 7 club backcrosses, but none of them look anywhere near in control enough to return to the cascade again. Which brings us to Masahiro Takahashi again. In his video Inflection Point, he shared all kinds of crazy tricks, including more 7 club pirouettes, but the video ends with this. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 throws and catches of 7 club backcrosses, returning to a cascade pattern. He beat Jack Denja's record of 8 catches in a row and also matches the control of Anthony Gatto with 2 extra catches included. Masahiro not only makes it onto the Big Trick list twice in this video, but also tops the list for a second video in a row. He's so obviously the best club juggler in the world at the moment, and likely the best since the days when Anthony Gatto and Vova Galchenko were pushing each other to try bigger and bigger tricks, weirdly both wearing maroon tops and black pants for some reason. And are we even seeing Masahiro's limits here? Everyone else uses a locked-off camera recording an entire practice session to hopefully capture their best effort. In the case of 7 club backcrosses, Masahiro is confident enough to attempt it during a pre-planned camera move. And then we only see other tricks he already has solid enough to perform. What is he attempting in private training sessions? I can't wait to find out this coming year, and I'd be surprised if he isn't back in the next Big Tricks video. So that's my list of tricks that are bigger, better, or weirder than last time. Keep an eye out for more impressive tricks in the next 12 months, and leave a comment on this video if you think they should be included in the next Big Trick list. If you've enjoyed this video or any of my other video projects, please consider joining all of these lovely people by supporting me financially on Patreon via patreon.com/Luke Burridge. Thanks for watching.